or gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something powerful. What goes on in her mind when you decide not to chase her? You see, or the world has told men for centuries that they must always pursue, beg, and prove their worth. But here's the truth: when you stop chasing, everything changes. Suddenly, or she begins to wonder, why isn't he running after me like everyone else? Why isn't he desperate for my attention? When a woman notices that you are not chasing her, or the first thought that enters her mind is a deep curiosity about your value, most men immediately pour their energy into winning her attention. Or so when you choose to stay composed and not follow that pattern, it sets you apart. She wonders why you are different, or what it is about you that makes you resist the urge to pursue her, and this leads her to question your worth in a positive way. Or the conclusion is that your restraint immediately elevates you in her perception. This questioning is not rooted in rejection, but rather in fascination. Or women are naturally attuned to understanding social dynamics and can quickly sense when someone carries themselves with self-worth. By not chasing, or you give her the impression that you see yourself as equal or even beyond her validation, she begins to interpret your calmness as confidence. Or the lack of pursuit becomes a silent signal that you know who you are, and this realization makes her start respecting your presence. Or the conclusion is that your silence speaks louder than words. What truly unsettles her is the contrast between you and others. Or if she is accustomed to men constantly seeking her attention, your refusal to do so becomes a disruption in her expectations. Or this disruption forces her to pause and reevaluate you not as just another admirer, but as someone who might be operating at a higher standard. The less you chase, or the more powerful the question becomes in her mind: what makes him different? The conclusion is that your uniqueness makes her curious about your true value. Or this questioning often translates into silent comparisons. She may begin measuring your behavior against the men who have chased her before, and in doing so, or she notices the strength of your restraint. While others gave away their energy quickly, you hold yours close. That discipline sparks intrigue, and she starts to perceive that you carry something rare. This inner comparison makes you rise in her eyes because your behavior suggests you have control over yourself. Or the conclusion is that comparison elevates you in her perception. At the same time, your decision not to chase forces her to question her own worth. Or she may ask herself why she doesn't have the same effect on you as she does on others. That self-questioning is powerful because it flips the dynamic suddenly. Or she is the one seeking answers about how she fits into your world. The lack of pursuit compels her to wonder whether she is missing out on someone valuable. Or the conclusion is that your restraint shifts the spotlight onto her self-reflection. Your behavior challenges the narrative she may have built about relationships. Or if she has believed that attention will always come easily, you prove the opposite. This shift forces her to reconsider her assumptions about men and attraction. Or she begins to suspect that perhaps true value doesn't reveal itself through chasing, but through self-control. And in recognizing that, or she starts to see you as someone who isn't easily swayed. The conclusion is that you subtly rewrite the story of how she views male attention. Or every moment you remain calm and detached, you strengthen the silent message that you are not desperate. Desperation is repelling, but composure is magnetic. Or your decision not to chase tells her that your life is already full of purpose and direction, which makes her view you as someone strong. Or this realization doesn't happen overnight, but gradually her mind keeps returning to you with questions she cannot ignore. Or the conclusion is that your consistent composure plants seeds of respect that grow in her thoughts. As time goes on, the lack of pursuit begins to feel like a challenge to her, or what she initially thought of as disinterest now feels like a puzzle she must solve. She starts thinking of you more, replaying your interactions in her head, and wondering why you stand out. This inner dialogue is exactly what makes your value grow silently in her eyes. By not chasing, or you create space for her imagination to work in your favor. The conclusion is that mystery fuels her attraction toward you. Ultimately, by not chasing her, or you allow her to elevate your value in her own mind. She does the work for you, imagining qualities in you that you haven't even displayed yet, or simply because you refuse to give away your energy too quickly. That space you create becomes the canvas where she paints you as someone special, rare, and worth her attention. Or the conclusion is that the less you chase, the more positively she questions your worth, and in that questioning, your value only multiplies. Or when you choose not to chase a woman, one of the strongest impressions you leave on her is the undeniable presence of confidence. Or women can sense confidence not through loud declarations, but through subtle actions, and your restraint communicates volumes. While others rush to prove themselves, or you remain calm, collected, and grounded, that quiet confidence sparks respect because it shows you are not desperate for validation. Instead, or you know your own value and refuse to compromise it. The conclusion is that your refusal to chase naturally positions you as a man she must respect. Or respect is not something that can be demanded, it is earned through behavior and energy. When you stand firm and refuse to chase, you demonstrate self-discipline, or a trait many find irresistible. A man who can regulate his emotions, desires, and impulses without losing composure is seen as strong. Or this kind of strength makes a woman recognize that you are not controlled by external validation, but by inner confidence. She begins to admire your independence and composure. Or the conclusion is that respect is the natural byproduct of demonstrated self-control. Confidence is also about scarcity. If you don't chase, or you imply that your attention is rare, and rarity always commands value. Or women are highly perceptive and understand that a man who doesn't throw himself at them must have a greater purpose. She starts to see you as someone who has options, or someone who values himself enough to not scatter his energy. That realization generates respect because she knows you are not easily available. Or the conclusion is that scarcity rooted in confidence makes her elevate you in her mind. Or another layer of respect comes from the message that you prioritize your mission over momentary attraction. Or a man who knows his purpose and doesn't get distracted by emotions instantly stands out. Women admire men who are driven, or who see their lives as larger than fleeting validation. By not chasing, you remind her that you are focused, and this ability to place yourself above temporary desires earns her admiration. Or the conclusion is that a man with purpose and self-respect naturally commands a woman's respect without speaking. Over time, or she begins to realize that your confidence shields you from manipulation. Chasing often puts men in a vulnerable position where they can be controlled, but your refusal to chase denies her that power. This boundary creates a sense of stability and strength around you, which women instinctively respect. Or they value men who cannot be easily swayed by charm or appearances. By holding firm, you reveal yourself as someone she cannot toy with. Or the conclusion is that unwavering confidence builds unshakable respect in her mind. Your confidence also communicates emotional maturity instead of reacting impulsively. Or you show patience and calmness. Women notice the difference between a man who begs for attention and one who values his own peace. That maturity signals that you are stable or dependable and wise enough to avoid reckless decisions. Respect grows out of this perception because it reassures her that you operate with intelligence rather than impulse. Or the conclusion is that emotional maturity derived from confidence becomes a foundation for her growing respect. When you don't chase, or you also project authority without needing control. True confidence doesn't demand or dominate, it radiates naturally. Or a woman feels safer and more inspired around a man who leads himself first before trying to lead others. Your composure shows you are grounded, and she associates that with leadership. Leadership, in turn, is a quality women deeply respect because it represents protection, stability, and guidance. Or the conclusion is that leadership born from confidence transforms her perception of you into admiration. As her respect grows, or she may test you to see if your confidence is genuine or just an act. She may withdraw, ignore, or try to provoke a reaction. When you remain calm and still refuse to chase, or it confirms to her that your confidence is authentic. That authenticity intensifies her respect because she now knows you are not pretending. This is who you are. Or by standing firm, you solidify her admiration. The conclusion is that unshakable confidence earns a deeper, more lasting respect from her heart, ultimately. Or when you don't chase her, you silently force her to acknowledge your confidence. She sees you as different, stronger, and more valuable than those who lose themselves in pursuit. Respect grows because confidence is rare, and rarity makes you stand out. Or she learns that you cannot be bought with flattery or manipulated with attention. Instead, she realizes she must give genuine effort to match your standard. Or the conclusion is that confidence expressed through restraint transforms curiosity into lasting respect, making you unforgettable in her eyes. Or, when you don't chase a woman, you immediately create an air of curiosity around yourself. Instead of being predictable like the men who throw attention her way, or you become a puzzle she wants to solve. Human nature is drawn to mystery, and she cannot help but wonder why you are different. Or that curiosity grows stronger with every moment you remain composed and unavailable. Or what begins as a small question, why isn't he chasing me, gradually becomes a lingering thought in her mind. Or the conclusion is that your restraint plants the seed of curiosity in her heart. Or curiosity is powerful because it keeps her mentally engaged with you even when you are not present. She may find herself checking her phone, replaying conversations, or wondering where you are. This constant questioning slowly transforms into attraction because the mind is wired to desire what it cannot fully grasp. Or when she cannot predict your next move, she becomes fascinated. That fascination creates emotional pull, making her think of you more often. Or the conclusion is that curiosity is the spark that turns simple interest into growing attraction. When she sees that you are not rushing to gain her approval, or she begins to assign greater value to you, scarcity and mystery combined are intoxicating, and they create a sense of urgency in her thoughts. Or she starts to wonder what makes you different from the men who desperately chase validation. Or that wonder deepens her attraction because she interprets your calmness as strength and high standards. Or this perception elevates you to a level where she feels compelled to notice you. The conclusion is that your mystery becomes a magnet for her attraction, or the less available you are, the more her imagination fills in the gaps. She begins to fantasize about who you really are, what your life looks like, and why you are so composed. Or in doing so, she unknowingly invests emotional energy into you. Every time she thinks about you, or her attraction grows stronger because the human mind connects curiosity with desire. You are no longer just a man she met, you are a mystery she wants to solve. Or the conclusion is that imagination fueled by curiosity transforms into emotional attraction. Curiosity also makes her competitive in her own mind, or she might start questioning whether she truly has your attention or whether someone else does. That subtle insecurity drives her to think about you even more, and in the process, attraction intensifies. She feels the need to prove that she can capture your interest, which flips the dynamic in your favor. Instead of you chasing her, she begins to chase clarity about where she stands with you. The conclusion is that curiosity makes her want to earn your attention, or attraction built on curiosity feels different to her. It is not forced, nor is it superficial. It stems from the unknown, or from the fact that she cannot fully predict or control you. This uncertainty makes her feel excited whenever she thinks about you, or because unpredictability adds thrill to her emotions. That excitement is the very foundation of attraction because it stimulates her to see you as someone unique. Or the conclusion is that curiosity gives birth to an attraction that feels natural and deeply engaging. Over time, curiosity transforms into emotional attachment. Or the more she thinks about you, the stronger the bond becomes in her mind, even without your direct effort. By staying composed, you create the space for her to invest in you silently. The moment she realizes she is thinking of you more than she expected, the attraction deepens. Or, because thoughts create feelings and feelings create desire, the conclusion is that your mystery encourages her to attach emotionally, making her attraction more meaningful. Or curiosity also makes her more proactive. She may initiate conversations, ask about your life, or try to find subtle ways to spend time with you. Or these actions are signs that her attraction is no longer passive but active. the more effort she puts in, the more invested she becomes, or an investment naturally leads to stronger desire. This shift demonstrates how your restraint changed the entire dynamic. Or the conclusion is that curiosity doesn't just create attraction, it motivates her to act on that attraction. Ultimately, or curiosity is the bridge between indifference and desire. By not chasing, you force her to think, to imagine, and to question. Every unanswered thought creates a pull toward you, and that pull eventually transforms into attraction. What started as confusion, why isn't he chasing me, ends as admiration, excitement, and longing. Or you become the man she wants to figure out, the man she wants to be close to, simply because you refuse to be predictable. The conclusion is that curiosity, when left to grow, or always turns into powerful attraction. When you stop chasing, you change the entire dynamic of the interaction. Or a woman who is used to men constantly pursuing her now finds herself in a situation where she must put in effort. Or she starts to realize that your time and energy are not automatically hers to claim. This recognition shifts her mindset from expecting attention to earning it. By holding back, or you set a boundary that forces her to see you as someone valuable. The conclusion is that your restraint makes her acknowledge that she must contribute to win your interest. Or this realization awakens a sense of responsibility in her. Relationships are not one-sided, and when you don't chase, or she begins to understand that she has to bring something meaningful to the table. She notices that you are not impressed by surface-level charm alone, or that makes her reevaluate her behavior and effort, pushing her to invest more in the connection. Your self-respect creates a mirror for her to reflect on her actions. Or the conclusion is that your independence teaches her the importance of balance in attraction and respect. When she recognizes that she must earn you, or she starts thinking differently about her own role in the relationship. Instead of sitting back and expecting validation, or she considers what she can offer that makes her stand out. She begins to appreciate that genuine connection requires mutual effort. Or this shift in perspective is powerful because it makes her more intentional about her behavior. Or she realizes that you are not just another admirer, but someone who requires substance. The conclusion is that she learns to step up and invest in order to keep your attention. Or the act of earning you also increases her respect for you. People naturally value what they work for, and women are no exception. When she feels that she must earn your time, or it becomes more precious in her eyes, instead of taking your attention for granted, she begins to treasure it. Or that effort deepens her attraction because it creates a sense of achievement every time you respond positively. Or the conclusion is that making her earn you elevates both your worth and her appreciation for your presence. At the same time, her investment makes her more emotionally attached. Or the more energy she spends trying to win your interest, the more invested she becomes in the outcome. Or this emotional investment strengthens the bond and makes her feel that the connection is meaningful. Unlike situations where men give everything up front, or this dynamic ensures she has skin in the game. She knows she is contributing and that her effort matters. Or the conclusion is that requiring her to earn you deepens her emotional commitment and attraction toward you. Or another important effect is that she becomes more selective about how she interacts with you. Instead of relying on superficial tactics, or she seeks to connect with you on a deeper level. She wants to prove her value in ways that truly matter, whether through loyalty, support, or understanding. Or this leads to more authentic interactions because she knows that shallow gestures will not be enough. In doing so, she unconsciously raises her own standards. Or the conclusion is that making her earn you encourages her to give her most genuine self. Her realization also brings balance into the relationship. Or when she understands that you are not the only one who must invest, it prevents the dynamic from becoming one-sided. Or relationships where one person chases and the other only receives quickly collapse. By not chasing, you prevent that imbalance from ever taking root. Or she learns that respect and effort must flow both ways for a connection to survive. Or the conclusion is that requiring her effort ensures fairness and long-term stability in the relationship over time. Or this dynamic builds stronger attraction because she feels accomplished when she earns your attention. Or the satisfaction of knowing she has done something meaningful to win you creates a positive emotional loop. Every small effort strengthens her connection to you, and this reinforces her desire to keep investing. Instead of drifting away, she feels pulled closer because her energy is tied to your presence. Or the conclusion is that effort breeds attachment, and attachment breeds stronger attraction and respect for you. Ultimately, when she realizes she must earn you, or she transforms her perception of you completely, you are no longer just a man she met. You become someone valuable, rare, and worth fighting for. Or this recognition changes how she behaves and how deeply she feels toward you. By not chasing, you give her the opportunity to respect you, desire you, and commit to you more authentically. The conclusion is that making her earn you turns the dynamic into one of mutual respect, creating a stronger foundation for connection.